Well, I just got a reminder that you're live.
Oh, crap. Anna, throw me the file opener, please, real quick. Oh, crap. Anna, throw me the file opener, please, real quick. Oh, crap. Anna, throw me the file opener, please, real quick. Oh, crap. Anna, throw me the file opener, please, real quick.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Gone Diggin' live from the Relic Room. I hope everybody had a great New Year's Eve, great holiday, Christmas, and all of those things in between. We are here hanging out with 23 here in the live stream. Got some pretty interesting stuff going on with some really great background rap music. I'm not sure which one of our guests had that going on, but that's what we had. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully we don't get a copyright strike. Right now, first person in the chat, TLT Coin Hunter, West Stringer, Madison, Maine. Who else is here? One of our guests here hanging out, Sift and Shovel Relics. Longest Howl, what is up, buddy? You got to go back to schools pretty soon here, huh? Finders Keepers. Plugmaster Ford, good evening, Jeff. Thanks for the heads up. Andy, We Dig Metal Detecting. I got some awesome stickers from Andy the other day. Thank you very much, buddy. That's super cool. Aggie Hall, 92 Finder. Marty, Digging with Marty's here. Kent, Kent from New Kent is hanging out. J Mart. Kenny's here. What's up, Kenny? Digging all kinds of Confederate buttons. Hee Haw, Madison, Maine. Man, it just keeps getting bigger. Earl from VA. What is going on? Punching Plugs, CF. We've got a great show tonight, and what I'm going to do tonight, this is going to be a little different. It's kind of going to be an interview, but it's also kind of going to be what we have planned for 2019, and I'm really excited for what I have planned. So to start off right away, let's go ahead and bring the fellas in. So Ralph and Jamie, you guys know both of these fellas from a lot of the videos we do here on Gone Diggin', and we are super excited to have a great year coming up. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, nobody talk at one time.
I was giving Jamie a shot.
So Jamie's actually out on the edge of a river, probably somewhere that we will find ourselves metal detecting in sometime next year. But he's actually out for a different reason. So 2018 has come and gone, and we made a lot of strides. What'd you guys think for 2018?
Go ahead, Ralph.
Jamie, you want to go?
Go for it.
Well, well, let's start with Jamie. It was a different year for Jamie metal detecting, right?
Definitely, man. A lot of changes for me this year. I had much down pat, had no intentions of changing anything, and a job opportunity came along that allowed me to be able to retire and take another full-time job. So that cost me about 2 months out of the summer for pretty much no free time whatsoever. So small price to pay for right now for big rewards in the end, but it's all settled out now, and hopefully this coming year will be a lot more time on in the fields and in the rivers.
But for your year that you did have, you found some pretty good stuff, didn't you?
Few things. I got a few Confederate buttons, some coins. Had a great time at the EIVs, things like that. So got a chance to get out on the river a little bit, on the beach a little bit. Did pretty good on the beach. Got some gold. So pretty not near as much time as I usually have, but for the time that I did have, we did okay.
Yeah. So, and we know the star of the show who is really here. I mean, the guy up top here who had one of the most incredible relic hunting years I've ever seen. Man, so you started, Ralph, and for those that don't know, me and Ralph first met metal detecting through our friend Bruce this year.
Yep, that's right.
And I'd say we hit it off. We're not step brothers close. We haven't built bunk beds yet, but we will.
You're much better looking than I am, Matt.
So, what was your goals when you started off? And it's interesting to think about a new year and a new season of metal detecting. What were your goals in 2018?
Man, I really wanted to focus on getting out there a lot more and putting my coil over the ground and in the water and wherever I could to find quality relics. And I think some of that came with research, obviously, some prep work. Some of it is just dumb luck. We know that that's a big part of it. I mean, you were 10 feet away from me when I found some of those relics this year. It could have as easily been you as it was me, but we kind of hit this thing as a team. We went out there and prospected certain places together that we knew had the potential to hold good relics, and and it paid off. I was on the receiving end of it a couple of days, just as Jamie was as well. We've all taken our lumps with this, but the end result is this team has put forth some incredible relics in 2018, and what we are planning for 2019 is going to go way beyond that.
Yeah, and maybe as a little bit of a segue is that for everybody in the chat, which we have 38 fantastic folks here hanging out in the chat with us. I see Sergeant Whitey's Dirt Discoveries, Sean's hanging out. We got to meet him this year. Diggin' Canuck, Liz is here. Jared's here from way up north in Massachusetts. We're actually building a team. There's really no other way to call it anything else. Is that what you guys would agree?
Absolutely.
Yep.
I've seen people do extremely well on their own, but what we've learned in the last year is that for us personally, the best thing that we could ever do is to pool our resources.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, we
Maybe
all
not
bring
quite a
different
bit.
things to the table, I think, as well. You know, Matt's got really the exposure here with the channel. We've got a lot of years of hunting between me and Jamie that we bring to the table with the research and everything like that. We've all got different equipment. We hunted a lot out of my boat this past year. I intend that we will do the same next year. You've added a boat as well. Both of you guys have added a boat that we can hunt some smaller creeks and things like that out of as well. So we all bring a lot to this team, and I think it's going to pay off for us in 2019.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we have a team name yet? Um, Aggie, we're going to need you to write a dissertation on the team name we should use. Uh, but we need Colonial Fiend says we need a jet boat. Yeah, that would be
Would be
uh,
phenomenal.
tremendous, but I'm not sure if that'll happen. But what we do have is we have a medium-sized boat, and I think Ralph hit on something pretty interesting is that we did a lot what we consider prospecting, um, just going out and searching sites to try to get something going, and some of it was a known research spots, with a lot of folks who. They've hunted these places before. In fact, we've even hunted with a couple folks here in the chat in some of these places.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you're right. Some of it is luck. I mean, my first plate I found out of the water, and if I talk about my 2018, I had one goal of 2018, and that was to find some sort of either accoutrement plate, box plate, breastplate, or belt buckle from the American Civil War in the water. And I was with three plates before I finally found mine.
That's right. And
You
that was
know,
a prospect. It was a place where we had rode past and said, that's a place we need to check out. We need to do a little bit of prospecting there. And lo and behold, you go and, unfortunately you were alone that day, but fortunately you found it, right? I mean, so we can't always be there for one another. I think that was the biggest part of this year was how enjoyable it was to have you guys around when some of those relics were found. Most of those relics were found, in fact.
yeah,
That camaraderie and that team spirit that we have, I think, is one reason that we work so well together. When I uncovered some of that stuff, it's so easy to get upset and you can get jealous or whatever you want to call it. You guys treated me with the utmost humility and respect. I can't thank both of you enough for that this year. High fives, hugs, the whole 9 yards. You guys were there to support me, and it could have easily been you. And I can tell you here in front of all these people in the chat, that is a promise from me. That's the way it's going to be when you guys swing that coil over that new relic and you recover it. I'm going to be there, the first one to give you a high five.
yeah. And I think that it's interesting, and maybe you guys have in the chat can drop some knowledge or experience on us and talk to us about, like, have you ever had that experience? I mean, and let's be honest, man, I think everybody has had a day that was just tough to swallow. I mean, Ralph just put it on me one day this summer. He found the most incredible gold ring I've ever seen dug, from probably the 1700s. Bruce found, I don't know how many bullets, a whole spur. He found an incredible button, and I felt like I was just like walking around picking up pull tabs, you know. But and don't get me wrong, my day was a great day. I found some really neat relics, but with that, that has to be something that you have to be willing to kind of shoulder sometimes. but I think
Sure.
that
Yeah,
us
for
putting
sure.
our skill sets together are really going to be really going to help us with that because we're all going to know. So Adventure Archaeology says never dig with someone that is jealous of your finds. If they are not as happy when you dig or find something awesome, they are not worth digging in his on with in his honest opinion.
Agree.
And I
Yeah.
agree, man. I agree. Like I think that sometimes it is tough though. There are those shoulder days that you got to go. Man, that was a little rough, you know. And
Yeah.
then you get a good
Yeah,
ribbing,
and
and then you move on.
several years back, I remember quite a day like that. Matt put it on me terribly that day. I was having some trouble, I believe, with the detector, and he came over and brought a Confederate button and showed me the button, and I was just so floored. And he just looked at me and walked away. He knew I was having a rough day.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. Sean says it's the way it should be, but too many times folks get hurt. Sometimes folks also get jealous of successes as well. That's true, and I think that's something that we've talked about, and probably a goal of next year is I'm really gonna consolidate all my finds. Anything that I post is going to be transitioned to the Gone Diggin' Facebook page, outside of the YouTube videos and the live streams. Uh, and that's just me. I think that kind of helps curb some of the jealousy. And I think it's smart for a group of guys like us who are trying to build something a little bit bigger than the weekend relic hunter or someone looking to recover an artifact here and there. Uh,
I think you have to be generous amongst one another as well, right? I mean, I've seen some of that from you just in this past year, Matt. I mean, we were out there and we dug some whole burn sides, which are really a difficult bullet to come by. And, one of the guys that was with us really loved that relic, and you gave it up. I mean, just you said, "Here, take this. This is for you. Take this home. Enjoy it. Display it somewhere proudly." So, and we've got a lot of that ahead of us, I feel like.
I,
Um,
I do
and
as
I think
well.
that's just part of being the team.
Yeah, we had some interesting some digs where it was like, some of the places in the next year. What I really foresee everybody who's here hanging out with us seeing is that I'll drop it on you. We all three of us are in the works of fulfilling all of our requirements to be certified divers and to have certified equipment for the next year. Um, and and within this, what we've been doing is that's taken a tremendous amount of work. Jamie, what did you
absolutely.
think about just getting into the diving aspect of the thoughts of it?
I'm not sure I understand why I feel like I'm afraid of diving. Honestly, I've been wearing air packs for a full of 35 years. It should be close to the same. But something about that is a little frightening to me about going underwater. But I'm going to get over it, and we're gonna get out there and do it. And I'm sure I'll fall right into it and be comfortable and have a blast.
Uh, so, what Kent says, dive instructor here. We know, buddy. We know. We just need to get you caddy certified, man. Gosh. So,
Kim, we could have done my
Earl from Virginia
refresher
says, pick your
today.
friends wisely, and that usually won't be a problem. Yeah, absolutely. Um, and this is interesting too. Brian says far too often people make it a petty rivalry instead of share the experience and the learnings of the friendship. I think that we work really well together, and I think that this makes all the sense in the world to build this into a team. Um, I don't I don't foresee any of that stuff. But it's really interesting. I just want to real quick stop and say we have 46 people here hanging out with us this evening. Happy New Year to each and
That's
every
all.
one of y'all. This is
Yep. Happy New
absolutely
Year.
great. Uh,
Happy New Year, guys.
so the so we have the team aspect of what we're working on in the next year, and I think that we've got some. I think the other benefit that we can talk about is the research aspect of it. Um, we've kind of divided our roles up. Ralph's been working on some more, what would we say, like, how would we say that?
Corporate relations.
Corporate relations, dude, nailed it out of the park. So without giving things away, what we've got right now is some loose affiliation with some corporations that are willing to provide us some loaner gear that you probably could be seeing as early as February. I don't want to blow it out of the water, and I don't want to give it all away, but it's going to be epic. It's going to be really cool. Jamie has been working on just access points to bodies of water. We don't know how it is in different states. Here in Virginia, there's a required permit that you have to find things in the water, and then to recover artifacts on private property requires permission from the landowner. But we are working on a lot of different avenues for research, for access, for new farms, new permission to metal detect on private, and then tidal bodies of water within the state. And actually not only in the state of Virginia. Jamie, tell them what you've been working on a little farther south to us.
I was trying to find out, we had a goal to, did you want to say the river we're going to?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay, well, Matt had an idea that we could go hit the Cooper River, and so I had to do a little research to find out exactly what we needed to do for diving there. And it's actually not as far as I thought it was going to be. I think it's called a hobby permit, and it's not very expensive. So it seems like it's going to be pretty easy to do that. That's already lined up a means for us to do that there. Talking to some people, and he's got that side of it lined up also. So that's pretty much it on that. It's pretty much that simple. He made a contact, I did a little research, and now we just got to pick a time to go do it.
Yeah. So what we will see once we all do get certified, you'll see us traveling south. So that's probably what we hope is gonna lend us into is some collaborations. We'll be going south to South Carolina in the next few months to hopefully do a collaboration, either metal detecting, but 100% diving. Kent says it's a little bit cold at the Cooper right now. Not if you loan me your wetsuit, your dry suit, Kent.
Hey Matt, one thing I want to add too is with the license in Virginia in the tidal waters, it's important for people in the chat, because they're from all over the country, to understand that we also have to submit our recoveries to the state. That has to be approved by the state and has to be submitted to the Department of Historical Resources, which reviews it. They can always come back and claim that that's property of the Commonwealth. We haven't had that happen yet, and I would venture that I would suggest that I submitted 2 pretty decent items to them that I was very nervous about for quite a while, and so I'm encouraged that we can continue to go out and play this, above board, by the rule book, and be able to submit these things to the state without being hampered in any way.
Yeah, absolutely. And then that's the other part of what we're doing. Man, we have broke the 50 folks mark in here. That is awesome. We're going to be by the books. I mean, I saw somebody earlier in the chat said that in 10 years, all the finds on YouTube will be planted. I guarantee in 10 years, if Gone Diggin' is still a YouTube channel, we will still be digging native relics that are in places because we've done our research and we've done our homework and we've recovered them ethically. We haven't gone, we haven't trespassed, we haven't, not reported it, we haven't done our due diligence. I think that's the part that I think as hobbyists that we have to say that we're going to stand up and do it the right way because we want this hobby to be around for a long time.
And we're visible, right? I mean, we're not necessarily, doing this not to share with all the people that are in the chat or whoever who may watch this video in a rerun. We want to share the things that we recover with this community because it's one of the greatest communities that I've ever been a part of.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean, so it's interesting. Me and Jamie, we did a lot of digging when we first started and through the years, and I started the channel. I actually started this channel in 2017, the very beginning. I had a name and stuff like that, but I never did, never posted anything. So I started making some videos and stuff, and at the beginning of 2018, Jamie said, well, what are your goals? I said, well, I don't know. Maybe we get 1,000 people to follow the channel. And he's like, oh, that'd be cool. And we got to 1,000 really cool. I was like, holy crap, how'd that happen? This year, this channel's grown more than I ever thought it would be. And it's important for me to show that we're doing this the right way. Colonial Fiend said share the context too. So, let's consider things in context, where it came from. We won't, on the channel, we will not share where it came from, but we will share what we believe the happenstance of how an item came to rest in one place. I guess is that good enough for context? Does that make sense? I mean, for you guys, for everybody else.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me.
Yep.
So it's pretty interesting to think about the prospects. So at the beginning of every year, everybody has something that they would like to find in the next upcoming year. For the folks in the chat, if you have something that you have either a bucket list item or an obtainable item, what would you like to find in 2019? Drop that in the chat and let me know. And it doesn't have to be like super crazy. Jamie, do you have something that you'd like to find?
It's been a long while for me for sure, and I'm not even going to be picky anytime. And I'd really like for it to be the water for sure. And I saw some of the plates you guys done. I was with you guys. See, I saw Bish pull a plate, and I saw you pull a plate this year, and they're just absolutely gorgeous when they come out of the water. So that's a big bucket list for me.
Yeah. What about you, Ralph?
I got some pretty specific goals.
Yeah.
Civil War wise, I want to
just anything wise.
Oh no, but I got to go down by category. I'm going to get specific with you. Civil War wise, I'm looking to recover an artillery shell from the water. That's my number one goal for Civil War. Bottle wise, I want to get a bottle into the 1800s, also out of the water. Indian artifacts. I'd like to get a near complete or a complete, even if it's put back together, piece of Indian pottery.
Oh my gosh!
from the water.
It's
pretty specific stuff. And then shark's teeth wise, something over 5 inches.
Okay.
So I'm shooting for the stars, man.
Yeah, well, I respect that because I think that we can probably knock off at least one of those items. Let's see what are folks saying in the chat. Wes Stringer said any Civil War button. That's a good one. Not 592 Finder said a silver spoon, which Ralph just found an incredible one. And see you in it. 1210 said anything. Everything's on his bucket list, and I can see that. A capped bust half silver, a piece of 8, U.S. belt buckle. Kent wants a 7-inch megalodon tooth in perfect condition, and if we're with Kent and he finds that, he's taking us to the Bahamas. Cobb, a crotal bell. Digging with Deej said a crotal bell. Have you either of you guys ever found one?
I have. I have one hanging on my tree. Still, it's still up.
So I've never found a crotal bell. So it's a Virginia button, a mammoth tusk, no more plow parts, a seated quarter. Yeah, you know, I have one goal this year, and that's to find I would really like to find intact piece of colonial glass from the bottom of the river. That's it. It doesn't have to be an onion bottle. It doesn't have to be, I mean, it could be something from the early 1800s. I would really like to find either a 1700 cylinder or mallet bottle. That's really what I would like to find. But, you know, everything else in between here and there is going to be really a bonus for me. I think my biggest goal personally is to get out and collaborate with a lot of the folks that are here in the chat. I really want to go down to Alabama and hang out with Adventure Archaeology and dig a bottle. Doesn't have to be a fancy one, but if he dug me one of those fancy poison bottles, I wouldn't turn that down. You know, I would be honest. So
You got a pretty good people that want to come up and take a bullet or this way too. So
yeah,
so
and you know,
that's
we're willing to host too. Like we're not like we don't have to go to everybody else's spot. If you want to come to Virginia and dig a Civil War bullet because you've never dug one, I think we probably could make that happen.
Definitely.
You know, and you know, we want to encourage people to get outside of their comfort zone. I think that's a really big part of what we're doing with this whole team effort. You know, between the one trip that we have nailed down, Jimmy Cloak says, "Come to Canada." Have you guys? Jamie's been to
I'd love
Canada.
to. I've never been.
I would love to go to Canada and dig. Um, you know, I don't.
We
I'm
might not
not.
get Jamie out of the birds if we go up there, but you know,
yeah,
we
that
can
would
we can try.
yeah, I'm definitely bringing a shotgun for the birds if I go to Canada.
Oh man, Punching Plug CF. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. It has been absolutely fantastic. Um, so you know, like I think that there's a lot of real potential to improve things. And the other thing that I would like to say is probably what we'll end up doing is probably ended up turning any of this extra stuff we can have from our corporate associations. My goal is to give it away to the people on YouTube.
Yeah.
You know, why do we need to keep all this? If we get all this extra stuff, we're certainly going to do a lot of reviews and things like that. But you know, I mean, what do
I
you
think
guys think?
I think product review is going to be a big thing that they're going to see out of us this year in 2019. And that product review, you know, sometimes we'll have a piece of equipment that we'll have to return that we're just on loan to us. At other times, it's going to be things that are given to us to use and to promote on this channel.
Hmm.
And by all means, when we have those types of items, I think it makes all the sense in the world to put those back out to our viewers and give them those things, whether it's a contest or what have you. Just giving them the experience to use that product as well.
Yeah. Plugmaster Ford said if he came out here, he would make him babysit. Yeah, but me and Missouri Mike could go digging, so that'd be a win. Um, yeah. So and what we're gonna do is we're gonna expand the channel a little bit. We're gonna try to do a couple reviews on some machines, but we're also gonna do reviews on things that we think are helpful to improving your ability to metal detect, whether it's a shovel or it's a flashlight, something to get you out of the woods when you're in the dark, or whatever kind of equipment that you guys, you know, maybe it's something that you have that you think other people should know about. Hit us up.
Right. And if you want
let me
something
know.
specifically reviewed, put it down in the comments. I mean, drop it there and let us go with our team and see if we can get that product for review so that we can put it out there.
Colonial Colonial Fiend said he wants to see us review a skid steer.
I think I
Yeah,
know how one of those works.
Yeah.
Does he have a site in mind that we could use it?
Yeah. Colonial Fiend, if you provide the site, we will bring the piece of equipment.
Free of charge. I'll pay for it.
Oh my gosh. Man. So, yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm really excited. I think I'll get to see. The other thing I'm excited about is a lot of great channels out in the chat that are putting out really incredible content.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not the only ones here. You look at, I know Plugmaster Ford's going across the pond sometime this spring. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Kent wanted to know, how about a channel dredge? We could review a channel dredge.
Probably not in Virginia.
No, maybe like we'll go to like New Jersey or something. So, and I think that's the other thing, is that we also are interested in doing some different traveling. But really, what you're going to probably see is a lot more content. We're all working on getting new cameras. Jamie is working on learning to use the one he has.
And gotta be right timing too, right?
It's got to be right timing. So I will tell you, on Thursday I have a video of Ralph digging one of the most incredible relics I have ever seen. And Jamie had his camera in his pocket and he never pulled it out.
Well, if you're gonna tell on him, you better tell on me, because I had my camera and I had it running and it was horrible.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the other part. Yeah, Ralph's video was like, drew a left by right turn direction to where he found it.
Fair and accurate.
Yeah. So Madison Maine says the best phone he has
Doug
is his
here.
camera, or his camera's great phone. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So we've got some other exciting stuff.
How about people in chat, Matt? What kind of cameras are they using? I mean, I know one of the ones that I'm looking at adding to my collection is the TG5. I know that's what Jamie just added to his arsenal. I've had a GoPro before, not a huge fan. I know you operate off the GoPro platform most of the time, Matt.
Yeah.
But what are people using? What are they reading? What kind of reviews are they seeing?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and so that's pretty good. So I see a couple phones popping up, an iPhone, which there is absolutely nothing wrong with using your phone. Fantastic footage. If you can keep it still, so we'll exclude Jamie from this.
Yeah, I'm out.
A GoPro session, which is interesting because they don't make the session anymore. It's waterproof. It was a great little camera. Digger's using an EOS T6, which is an SLR camera, so that's awesome. LG phones, Sony Handycam. I know Plugmaster Ford. He said a QVC quad proof here. So Hero sessions as well. I'm looking forward to upgrading to a new camera. I use a Canon G7X. It's a great camera. But it is not waterproof enough, and I really like to. I'm probably going to get a Hero 7 just for some underwater work. Although I loathe the Hero, like the whole Hero setup just drives me crazy because it could be so great.
Well,
So
the camera you used is pretty good. I mean, it's taking pictures of Ralph and I both, and it hadn't broken. So it's pretty good.
That's a good point. And it really has taken a beating too, I have to say. I mean, we're not, really gentle on equipment. I mean, I know that thing has been used quite a bit by you, and I think it's held up pretty well, actually.
yeah, I've had some hiccups with it. The last video that was posted, I had a hard time really catching a focus on a silver coin, which if you haven't, go back and check out that seeded coin. But it's really done pretty well. I mean, from DIVs, I mean, we've taken it on how many, 5, 6 DIVs? And those are pretty hard events. You're talking 3 days of hard hunting in the worst conditions in the world. And it does well. So we'll detect
And
what's
that's
going on. What's
who
that?
wore. I said, and that's being used by a guy who wore a carrot completely out.
Yeah, so if anybody has Adventures in Dirt's gonna drive him crazy, but here's his Garrett Carrot. I still gotta send it out. Punching plugs, I still gotta send your stuff out. This has just been tough with the holidays, but I'm gonna get it out. But
Not like he had a baby or anything.
yeah, there is a baby somewhere to be found. She's fortunately for me and the wife, she's sleeping at the time. So, I think that it's that the camera equipment is going to be new. So we will see what happens. Colonial Fiend said sandy water or silt-filled water is the worst on cameras, even the TG5. Yeah, it's bad. I mean, the environments that we're going to be hunting in this year, it's going to be rough, and I imagine we're going to break some cameras. So get extra warranties, right?
That's right.
That's right.
So Aggie Hall said, "Bring the baby to permissions. Way better than a puppy." R&R Recoveries, Rocky. Thank you. Thank you for stopping in, my friend. Good luck with your work day tomorrow. At least it's a short work week. So, I think that's all part of the struggle that we're gonna go. We're gonna go through this year. Wes said, "How about a macro CF77 review?" Wes, if you send me a message and tell me about it, I'll gladly do it. We'll make it happen. So I don't, Wes, maybe you can detail that a little more, what the macro CF77 is. But other than that, I think maybe a trip to Texas. What do you guys think about that?
Definitely. That'd be pretty high on my list because I know who you're talking about collaborating with.
Yeah, so either a trip to Texas. I definitely want to go try to hit Rush to the Rockies, which is a seeded hunt. I posted something on the community page about a seeded hunt, and then I will, as probably the last kind of thing. We are actually right on the. Oh, hold on. I'll take a second. Jim Steele said, "One more day of work. I retire tomorrow." Jim, congratulations, my friend. That's what we all live for. That is awesome. We were working on the outside possibility of having an organized relic hunt somewhere here in Virginia. So I will put that down on the table. So if anyone is interested in that, that will come straight from the Gone Diggin' Facebook page. But there is a real good shot at this, and they're going to be small. I'm going to be honest. They're going to be 50 people, less than 100. So, oh, there's our friends from Heartbreaker Relics. Good evening.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
hey guys.
We we would love to catch a collaboration with those guys. Uh, I've been poking and prodding at them to come up to Virginia and find some Native American stuff here in Virginia. But maybe we'll see them in a different part of.
Those guys are super awesome. If you guys in the chat haven't checked out their channel, I mean, they're top notch guys, top notch.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So, hey, just like that, we've knocked down 45 minutes. I guess if there's anything in the chat that you guys think that we should cover in the next year, drop it in there. What do you guys want to see? Mark Sexton said, I'd definitely be interested in a Virginia hunt, no doubt. Yeah. Yeah, so we're looking at some properties and talking with some landowners and kind of doing the preliminary stuff, but it's not going to be a thing that we're going to compete with Just Go Digging or Digging in Virginia, because we love those hunts. Those are fantastic places and they're great things. But what we are doing is we just kind of want to expand the opportunity for some other folks to come dig in Virginia, some different soils, not hot soils, VLF machines. So if you want Native American, the mid-Ohio Valley along the river is the best place to be. Well, Brian, you say the word, and what are we, 7 hours from mid-Ohio?
Yep, we can make that happen.
Yeah, we can make that happen. Jimmy Cloak said, "Show you the beach." Fair enough, man. We'll do some more beach hunts. Absolutely. So we'll put that together. We here where we live, we only live about 2 hours from the ocean, so that's not too bad.
We've actually talked to a couple of guys about collaboration in that effort too.
Yeah, we want to catch up with Coils to the Soils Jim. He's down there. I know a lot of folks know the Gig Master here on YouTube. Steve is down by the beach, so maybe we'll catch up with Steve. So, any other exciting stuff we got? I think we pretty much nailed it down.
You covered most.
What's that, Jamie?
I think we covered most of it for sure. With plans and everything.
Yeah, and I think with all of this stuff, I think we're just trying to take a different approach. What do you think, Ralph?
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to take. You got to think outside of the box a little bit. You got to try some new things. You got to experience some new things. I mean, I definitely did that in 2018. I think it paid off for me. It paid off for me not only in the friends that I have here that I'm on this chat with, but in the relics department as well. So I'm very pleased. I think I've got a lot to look forward to in 2019. And worst thing happens is we go out and we have a good time hunting together. I mean, that to me, if we fail and we only accomplish that, then I still had a hell of a year.
No. The worst thing that happens, Aggie Hall just found their name, is 3 Virginia boys in Speedos. That would be the worst thing that would happen. Nobody wants to see that, Aggie.
Subscribership's going down.
So, the other thing that we'll say is that we've actually added something Ralph has been doing for a while. Sift and Shovels Relic on Facebook, but you also run a small eBay page, right?
That's correct. Yep.
So what you could see is we generally don't sell our finds, but if we have a duplicate or things that we run across, more modern stuff, bottles and things like that, maybe even the Aaron Shark's tooth here or there, go over to his Facebook page, Sift and Shovel Relics, and follow his eBay store. And, it's not that we're looking to sell things to get rich, but we're just looking to maybe keep providing to the hobby that we love, not all the bottles back here or right there are ones that that I dug. I purchased some of them, and from time to time we change our bottles out and sell them and things like that. I guess does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Ralph has a bottle collection that he's kind of liquidated over the years from different antique stores, yard sales, stuff like that. So
Yeah, I inherited a bunch from my aunt as well. She was a huge bottle dump digger, going back all the way to the, early '60s, and she had over 400 bottles that I inherited when she passed, and yeah, I've gone through some of those things, and to me, she would have wanted those bottles to be in a home proudly displayed, So that's instead of me hoarding them here. I've shared that out, and I'll certainly keep some of them in my collection forever. But there were some that I was able to spread out to people that were really looking for those particular items, and that made me very proud to be able to put that back out into the community.
right, and I think you'll probably,
Yep.
as we expand into doing some bottle dumps and some different stuff like that, how many things can we put in a relic room and to be able to share that? I think Brandon from Adventure Archaeology says it well. You can't keep everything that you have. And honestly, I find that we're only stewards of the artifacts that we have. It's our responsibility to document them and pass them on to the next generation. Now, everybody's version of how they pass it on is up to them. But keep an eye out for that. It's not the most exciting thing, but it's certainly a part of what we're doing to help fund these new adventures, to help go to South Carolina, to help go to Rush to the Rockies or the Garrett Memorial Hunt. I'd really like to do that as well. And then to put gas in the boat, things like that. I kind of touched on it earlier, but here in the stream, I've kind of got the old-fashioned super chat board cranking out. And currently, these fine folks here have all contributed to us getting an EMS kit, a first aid kit for our boat. That's all of that stuff. All of that stuff is important to do this safely and productively. So there you go. Donate, let others help. Let others enjoy the treasures as well. Absolutely, man. And I won't tell you that we're here to sell it all, and that's what we're here for. But we will certainly be giving stuff away as well. So it is. Diggin with GD said they know that they're in their retirement and they're trying to downsize, but they keep finding good stuff. So. Documentation by making notes, drawing maps, and videos is vital to preserving. Absolutely. And that's what we're going to be doing all next year, and I'm stoked about it. Do you guys have anything else?
I don't.
Nope.
Just Happy New Year to everybody, and we appreciate you watching, and hopefully you guys will follow what we're doing and really like the effort that we're putting forth. Yeah,
so I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll run this out, and we've knocked down a solid 53 minutes. So, gentlemen, thank you guys. I'm glad that the service worked out well for you, Jamie, and more videos about what's to come. So, Ralph, maybe I'll see you in a day or so.
Got it. Thanks.
All right.
See you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you. Bye.
So, it's going to be a really exciting 2019. I really would like to thank all of you for making 2018 on Gone Diggin' such an awesome year. I never thought that this would would grow as quickly as it did, and I would have such an awesome community. I'll really, there's so many great people that I got to interview, Liz, the folks at Heartbreaker Relics, Roland Frody, Tommy Decker, all those great live streams that we did last year. If you guys have have somebody that you think would do great or be really interested in being here on the show, please feel free to pass them on this way. I would love to. I love to interview folks, and I really enjoy all of the awesome content that other folks can bring to us. Next week, we'll actually go back to a normal interview style, and I'm hoping to get Dwight from the New Age Goonies over on his Facebook group in the chat, talking about the New Age Goonies, about digging in Florida, hanging out, digging parks, and all those sidewalk tear-outs and stuff that he does. If not, if that doesn't happen and we have to reschedule it, we will have a great show regardless. So for each of you, thank you. I hope you had a great New Year's Eve. I wish you nothing but the best of success and fortune in 2019. And until I see you again, I hope you can go out and find some history. And if you can't, go out and make history and change someone's life. So, as always, thank you guys for watching Gone Diggin' Live from the Relic Room. My name's Matt, and I'll see you soon.